2,500 runners about to embark on the 14th annual Santa Clarita Marathon, a marathon that is a qualifier for the Boston Marathon. Good morning, everyone. Dave Caldwell, and thanks for joining us here on a special edition of Inside Sports, and it is the 14th annual marathon, Santa Clarita Marathon. It is a full marathon, it is a half marathon, it is a 5K as well. We're going to have several stories throughout the day as we cover this event for you here on SCVTV. So let's go ahead. The start is about ready to get started. Let's get to the beginning of this race.
On your marks, get set, go!
It is a testament to determination and will. A race that is not about winning, but accomplishment. It's not about physical ability, but mental conviction. They have come from the other side of the country and the other side of the world to compete. There are those among these 2,500 participants who run for themselves, others to prove something to another. Still others run to honor a loved one, whether it's a friend's struggle or the memory of a lost relative. Philo Short is 69 and competing in his 176th marathon. Diva Burns is running her 100th marathon on her 40th birthday. These runners know that it's not what you get from an experience, it's what you become. This year's course will stay primarily in Valencia, with most of the race run on paseos versus city streets. Competing in this year's 5K is Marc Richards, a paraplegic who wants to do something he hasn't done in nearly a decade. Marc Richards had an ideal life. He was Chief Information Officer of Autoland, married for 9 years with 2 kids, ages 6 and 3. And he had a passion for ballroom dancing.
So I introduced my wife to it, and we used to go to the Pasadena Ballroom Dance Association and learn more about dancing, and so we were very accomplished at it. In fact, we were asked by the owners and the dance instructors to be part of their troupe at one point, but it was just too far to drive.
Then on January 17th, 1998, at age 38, after a lunch in downtown Los Angeles, Marc had a seizure. It came without warning. He had no history of seizures or physical problems.
I got in the car, I was in the passenger seat, front shotgun, if you will, and before the car even started, next thing I knew, I was in a hospital. And they tell me that I had this giant seizure. I've actually never seen a seizure, so I don't know what it looks like. It turns out it came from a hidden brain tumor, a brain tumor that was actually about golf ball size.
2 months later, Marc started chemotherapy treatments.
I took medicine to get rid of the tumor, called CCNU or lomustine, and because of that medicine, it attacked the tumor to get rid of any malignant cells.
But confusion over how much lomustine Marc should take led to an overdose. He had an autoimmune response, meaning his white blood cells began attacking the lomustine and his own body.
The overdose that happened, a similar overdose that happened to a woman that was 10 years younger than me, and it had happened many years before. It was the only known record of somebody overdosing on that particular drug. She died in 45 days. So I was under a 45-day death watch, if you will. And so 30 days later, lo and behold, and obviously I didn't die, but about 30 days later, May 2nd of 98, I woke up, went to use the bathroom, swung my legs over the edge of the bed, and promptly fell to the ground. My legs didn't work.
Marc's white blood cells had attacked the nylon sheath surrounding his spinal column. Brain communication was now severed from his chest down. On May 2nd, 1998, Marc Richards became paralyzed.
Can you imagine the fear, the frightening? It was hard to imagine why my legs didn't work.
Not only was Marc devastated, but his young family had difficulties as well.
My son, being 6, was used to me. I used to come home from work, and so when I came home, it was daddy time. And so we'd rough and tumble, whatever, and we'd play around. It was great. But being 6, he was used to me, you know, being the walking dad. Didn't think about it. I used to play ball with him out there. And so here I am, you know, I can't walk. Now my daughter was so young that for her whole life, all she knows is that I was the man who, you know, her father was paralyzed and he uses a wheelchair. That's all she knows. Whereas he had a little bit of anger, right? Because, you know, he's angry. What happened? Why is my dad, who used to walk, not able to? What happened with that? He still has to deal with it. I understand that. And it's something that we constantly have to work on. My wife, you know, it was tough for her because, again, 9 years, I'm not the man she married. I understand that. I'm not the man that I used to be. Well, I had 38 really good years. I'm fortunate.
Some people would be angry at being paralyzed at age 38. Angry at life, God, their situation. But Marc Richards said he felt fortunate.
I had some challenges when I was a child. I overcame them. I have some challenges in my life. I overcame them. I've only got one life. Why spend it wasting time dealing with the negative? I deal with the positive, right? That's all there is to it. Being with my family gives me joy. Being active, being, as Andy Warhol said, everyone gets 15 minutes of fame. I think I'm over my 15 minutes by now, and it's exciting to be part of events like the marathons. It's exciting to go work out with Taylor Isaacs, my trainer, and to be part of his group, if you will.
Marc Richards wants to walk across the finish line. We'll show you if he can do it and more when we return to the 2007 Santa Clarita Marathon.
Tell me about what it means to you to walk across the line like this.
It is an incredible feeling. Just standing up is amazing. I've been paralyzed for 9 years, and every time I stand, every single time I stand, it's a feeling of exuberance. It's just amazing. It's hard to describe.
Marc Richards may live by words of inspiration, but his actions embody inspiration. He makes us look at ourselves and know we can do more.